Chicago is.
It is time for another edition of Classic Chicago, where we feature the people, the places, and the things that make our city special.
And this morning, we are featuring Loyola's historic Alumni Gym. After 88 years, the big brown box that rocks, as they called it, has outlived its usefulness and has a date with the wrecking ball.
Here he goes. He jumps. He passes out to Hunter. Hunter shoots. He off the rim. Rouse gets it, scores. It's over. It's over. We won. We won.
The year 1963, Chicago broadcast legend Red Rush describes the miraculous final sequence as Loyola knocks off two-time defending national champion Cincinnati to win the NCAA title. And to think, this was their home. Tiny Alumni Gym, where the Ramblers were undefeated en route to the championship. This is also the gym where Loyola legend LaRue Martin rose to national prominence. The Southside native averaged better than 19 points and 15 rebounds a game his senior year and was selected by the Portland Trailblazers as the #1 selection in the 1972 NBA draft.
This building here, I tell you, it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
A lot of good memories, you know. My family used to come up here and watch me play, and you can't take that away.
Martin, now an executive with UPS, doesn't hold many fond memories of his NBA career, which lasted just 4 uneventful seasons. But Loyola and this cracker box of a gym will always hold a special place in his heart. What does he remember most?
I hate to say this, but the smell of the gym.
That's what you remember?
Yeah. We had a great time.
If this hard against the L Tracks brick house could talk, it would tell you about the winter of 77-78, when the Ramblers beat future Hall of Famer Kevin McHale and the University of Minnesota here, closely followed by a victory over the incomparable Larry Bird and the Indiana State Sycamores. Since the men started playing here back in 23, they carved out a winning percentage of better than 73% on this floor. They used to have bleachers up here on the track, and they could only really cram in about 2,500 kids, but they tell us back in the day, it got so loud in here, you could hardly hear yourself think. And the echoes aren't all about basketball. This track is where Tom O'Hara, the 1963 National Cross Country Champion and 1964 Olympian, once trained. The men's volleyball team upset #1 ranked Penn State on this court in front of a raucous crowd in February of '09. And one floor below, the long-shuttered pool was the home for Loyola's swim team and a nationally recognized water polo program.
And again, here comes Al Frederick. Down to battle, driving in, puts it up and in.
All Loyola student athletes, including those from the last Sweet 16 team in '85, have their own stories about Alumni Gym. Dave Klusendorf remembers the sweaty summer workouts, the true bounce the ancient floor produced, and the thrill of bumping into NBA stars like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson when the Lakers practiced here prior to games against the Bulls.
This place has really touched a large group of people, and yeah, it's sad to see it go down. Extremely happy with the direction the university is taking. This will become a student center, something we haven't had here, something for the students, which I think is really kind of cool that, you know, this has given so much. Now it's going to give something even more to a wider variety of people that pass through Loyola's front doors.
Really cool place, and so much. There's just so much history there. And back in 23, when they finished the project, it cost them $500,000.
Quite a deal, you bet. You know, it's really cool you have all that old video to preserve those memories, you know?
Yeah, it is. I think they got their money's worth, by the way, and sad to say, but the wrecking ball is coming the gym's way sometime in the next 2 weeks. I'm sure there'll be some tears shed, but the memories will endure for a long, long time.
I'm sure it will.